That.
There are rules, but there is no spoon.
Yeah, well, can't nobody break Nico in half. She's already half a person.
Damn!
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Life Stories. I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Stat Pearson. And today I'm joined by the officer with 9,001 likes and upvotes. A one-ish 9,000.
Still not such a good time to be an officer of the law.
Fun fact,
hey,
his last name is Cops. Moving on. And of course, we have the longtime legend, the original voice acting pretty boy, at least when his sunburn recovers. Pray for him. A one Lionel R. Guy.
What's up, everybody? That hollowness you hear is the sound of my bathtub as I try to bathe and aloe vera the shit out of this thing.
Yeah, that wasn't a joke. He actually does have sunburn, guys. Pray for him. And of course...
Yeah, pray for like 65% of my body right now.
Oh, fuck. Hey, at least you was wearing pants. At least you was wearing pants. And of course, we have one of our more stable legends. A one, the only, the original ex-porn star, Reggie Comedy.
What's going on? I graduated from college, so I don't live that life anymore.
Yeah, he used to sell that booty just to make that moolah. And of course, we have Missouri's own professional Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonator, my Lord and Savior, as well as yours, the Lord himself, Zenkai.
Howdy.
I still hate that every time I tell people you can do Arnold Schwarzenegger. The first thing they say, and it pisses me off, like I'm tall, but it pisses me off like, oh, he can do Schwarzenegger? Wow, I thought he'd be taller. It's like, the fuck? He's an impersonator. What the fuck? You knew you weren't getting Arnold from the beginning. And of course, future...
No excuse for not getting those body heighteners.
And of course, future thorn / polyp in my anus and possible urethra, which she probably couldn't find on a map. Our newest comer to this, I don't know, chaotic YouTube thing, and possibly, if memory serves, the only female, aka person who was not born with a penis in the entire group. Say hello, Neko.
Hi everyone, Yangesu.
Fuck, god damn it.
You knew what you were signing up for. Daisy.
You know, see the worst part.
I feel like most people out in public should. I feel like most people out in public should be making their urethras rather difficult to notice.
I mean, she could be using ketsu, or she could be using any of the other words like dono.
Don't tempt her, please don't.
Now we gotta go for the cute one. We're a stereotype here, right? Duh.
I'm just really sad that right when she said it, I was
Just
literally...
enough.
Or she could do the American of Naruto and just say, believe it.
No.
Oh, see,
no.
even I'm not that bad. We say databayo in this house.
That doesn't help matters, motherfucker. See, the worst part is that right when she said you knew what you signed up for, I was literally saying in my head, I signed up for this shit. That's the worst part.
She's reading your mind, yo.
Fuck you. Moving on. All right, so...
Just enough casual racism to get us by.
I mean, call it what you want. So basically, today's starter episode is going to be me again and the trials and tribulations of Target. Now, the first story is kind of short, but there's two Target stories, so I'm going to be fusion dancing them together. And then whoever wants to go next and can keep it under 20 minutes, you go right ahead. More than likely it'll be Nico because she's the new person to this everything. So yeah, but I digress. All right, so long time ago in a distant land called 2016, me, officer over here, and this is probably about maybe 3 months before I remembered that I had met Rye Guy who used to cosplay as Gambit. We're doing a podcast. Hill couldn't make it in, but we had a substitute come in, and the substitute was a person named Fiona, also hailing from Michigan and partially, if not fully, goth. So one day on the podcast, I brought up that I feel like there are possibly too many Pokemon-related things. Because when I went to a gas station, I saw imported Pokemon like breath mints or something. I was just like, who the fuck would want their goddamn breath to smell like a Charizard?
Hardcore people.
Me.
Crazy
people?
Bulbasaur haters.
I just love how it's a rhetorical question and all you motherfuckers knew it, but you still talk shit. Anyways, so...
You signed up for this.
So,
I don't have to take this. I'm going on mute.
so I brought it up the next podcast.
Feel the burn of the mute.
I can't. I'm not wide enough. So I was sitting up there on the next podcast, and I brought up that I had found and came across these things, but the podcast was a little bit of a weird situation because I was in Target, and me wanting to, make sure I conform to people's schedule, which is kind of weird because half y'all don't ever want to conform to my schedule or basic requests, but that's another story for another time. I was doing a podcast in the middle of Target, looking like the awkward motherfucker. I basically, when someone talked to me, I just tried to convince them, oh no, I just want a radio contest and shit. So
You're that weird guy that everyone avoids.
Yeah, that's why there are people here. Anyways, so
Dang.
what ends up happening is I bring up these breath mints, but right when I do that, what do I spy with my little eye in the middle of the store? And I'm not speaking hyperbolically. Literally, the middle of the store was women's clothing, and there's a whole rack of Pokemon panties. And I was like, wait a minute, these are bikinis, right? Like, these aren't
Fucking
panties?
seriously?
You guys are surprised by this?
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
Hey, baby, let me peek at you.
Go on to Etsy.
No, Etsy doesn't count. It's not official merch.
Fair.
Wiggly tough.
So I said, guys, holy shit, like you won't believe it. And Matt and officer's like, what is this? Like, bro, I'm staring at Pokemon panties right now. I was like, and he said what I was thinking. Are you sure they're not bikinis? Like, bro, no. So then Fiona goes, take a picture. Oh my God, take a picture. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, bro, take a picture. It's like, hold the fuck up. Let's just do some recap real quick. You want a 6-foot darkie to go into the middle of Target, literally, to take actual pictures. I don't know why I'm adding so many adjectives. Actual pictures of a woman's panties. Do you understand? Did you run that through some filters before it came out your mouth? Fiona was like, well, I mean, I don't see what the issue is. It's like, okay, let me try this again. 6-foot dark guy taking picture of women's panties.
If you bought them.
I mean, he's right. If you would have bought
Whatever does
them.
you, buddy.
Fuck all of you. I am going to find memes just to piss
Fuck you,
all
each
of you
individual.
off. Or
Memes
the
about panties.
guy killing cats. Anyways, so and she thinks I'm joking. That's the best part. Anyways, so I just said to myself, and then the second thing I noticed is that there is a equally as tall white woman in a Target shirt staring at me, but not in that, oh, here's a customer, I'm going to put on a fake smile and try to help you, just staring at me. And I was like, God damn it. I know I didn't plan on walking into a suburb and not being white today, but now I'm getting that feeling. God, does that shit suck. So I'm just like, you know what, let me just bounce over here into the, I don't know, freezer section. Just anything that's not right here. So then I'm quietly trying to fucking curse out officer, and Fiona's like, do y'all understand what the fuck y'all just said? Do you understand how stupid that shit is? Also, I'm pretty sure they tried to make it sexy or some shit. What do you mean? They put the Pokeball button, the one that they press to expand it? Yeah. They put it like right where the clit would be. So then I hear...
They knew what they were doing, 100%.
Wow.
That's
after that
attention to detail, and I appreciate it from an ethics point of view.
That's a quality item right there.
Capture the Ekans, man.
See, this is why I'm glad I don't got to catch them all no more. Because y'all don't know how disturbing y'all sound.
When
They just
were going
don't-
through quality testing, they're just going like, hey, we don't have enough indication,
There's
not enough
over
for-
450 of them. You could have put anything the fuck else right there.
Over 500, actually.
What, Diglett?
They just want you to know where the button is to release the fuzzy meow. Duh.
Do you want Diglett right there? Or do you want like a freaking?
Did anybody else notice the
You
crazy
want a
cat
magic
lady?
carp down there? I'm sure the ladies will be super appreciative of that.
Did anybody else notice the crazy cat lady made a cat pun? I just want to point
I
that out.
mean, after 9 months of newborn.
Oh Jesus!
So the next thing I hear, fuck all of you, is I'm like, the fuck was that? So then it's like, Fiona was trying to find them. I'm just like,
Wait, like she came to the store and was trying to find him?
No, Fiona's in Michigan. I was in Chicago. This is when I just got back out of Michigan. Fiona was trying to search them shits up on Google. But I don't realize this as I'm describing them and trying to rant about there is a limit to how many products you need and shit like that. And luckily, I avoided the gotta have them all pun. So I was like, guys.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
Yeah, really.
I can't believe we didn't think of that. We're bad.
You weren't there.
Gotta have
I
them all.
thought of it, but I intentionally didn't say it.
Yeah, he was there, so he knows. So at this point in
Gotta have them
time,
all, the motto of all Mormons.
not sure how you would know that. So basically, at this point in time, I am now in the freezer section, and I'm talking in somewhat of a normal voice at this point. So I say, do y'all not understand that you do not go into a store as a dude and just take pictures of panties? You know how fucked up that would be? Next thing I hear is, it's like, ugh, who fucking laughs like that? I hate when girls pig laugh. It bothers me. I turn around, the motherfucker was following me. And I was like, and I just said, this has been another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'll see you guys. Which, slowed down, sounds something like, this has been another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I will see you guys when I see you guys. And I just didn't want to be where I was. I was trying to figure out how to basically implode by curling into a ball and dying from embarrassment. But unfortunately, the laws of physics dictated I couldn't do that shit. So I just said...
Plus, they didn't introduce that move until like Gen 7, so...
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Well,
You should have like just ran and like had some audio recording of you running, like icing on the cake.
I mean, use the
giant
move
black
rollout.
man running in a store. No.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, roll out.
Yeah, roll through the store. It's totally fine.
Yeah,
Play the
because
song, the rap song.
that's
You
not-
were fleeing the battle. Zach's used.
I'm gonna just have all of you motherfuckers know right now. I caught them all back in 2002, and I hung it up. You know why? Because I wanted to catch them all, and the only way to do that is to stop. Anyways, so at this point in time,
Because you've been a quitter for like 18 years, so it's
hey, fuck you. I beat Contra with no cheat codes.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Ooh, Contra. What level does that evolve?
So you quit before you
What
quit.
level does that evolve? Reggie, will you please tell them how hardcore it is and how gangster you need to be to beat Contra with no cheat codes?
Beating Contra without cheats is a prideful waste of time. Like, just use the fucking codes.
It really is.
You know-
why torture yourself? It can be done, but like, seriously, why fucking do it?
You know, he's not, despite how he
true.
sounds, he is on my side. He is actually on my side. Contra was so hard, it gave birth to cheat codes. That sounds like a joke, but for you young bastards, Nico, it's actually true.
Cough.
Contra
Ghosting
was so hard that once it went
also,
onto...
to add to that, let me add to that real quick.
Okay.
You do not have to beat Contra without codes if you have beaten Ninja Gaiden without codes.
Oh, I did both, and I did it on the 3D versions too.
I thought the original Ghost and Goblin.
We're not talking about Ghosts and Goblins.
Why not?
Shut the fuck up, Sean.
Man, on
You
the
just got
Switch, they have that.
Anyway,
They have the.
As I was saying, that's an actual historical lesson. That game was so hard when they finally released it out of arcades, because remember, arcade games were supposed to be hard because they want to get them quotas. So they put in a cheat code.
Good time.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start, or select start if you got 2 players.
Oh, that's about to trigger somebody.
I love how you have that memorized because like you have like PTSD from it.
No,
Yeah,
I haven't
well,
memorized because
memorized
it was so
wrong.
historic. Literally.
Yeah, well, I love how you memorized it wrong.
Shut the fuck up, nerd.
It's up,
Wow.
up, down, left, right, BA start. Motherfucker.
I thought there was a select
Congratulations,
I would
here's
do
your
my front
award.
foot. That would
Nothing.
mean dropping my phone into the bathtub water. I ain't about that.
This is going to trigger somebody.
I still remember
Yeah,
GTA.
I thought it was up, down, down.
No, hey, we're not
left,
playing
right,
that
left, right,
game. We
BA,
are not
select
playing that
start.
game. Congratulations, you all win a big heaping helping of fucking nothing. Anyways, so I beat that shit. And Reggie is right. I don't know why the fuck I tortured myself like that. Every time I beat a Ninja Gaiden, which they still make them, and every time I beat Contra, the first thought I had from the ages of 5 all the way up to fucking, when did I beat Ninja Gaiden 3? 25 or 26. Why the fuck did I torture myself?
See, you're comparing something you have to wait long to collect and a game that you literally have to torture yourself to play.
It's like choosing between a shit sandwich and a shit souffle. You're still eating shit either way. Anyways,
I mean, one's
It's the difference
beatable.
between getting good and just exploring and
I
trying.
played
Getting shit either way. Kind of like a current election.
Oh.
anyways, so I have to explain to this lady in as calm a manner as possible, but I think I might be winning because she's laughing. Hey, I wasn't doing what you think I was doing.
That's damning to say just like that, though.
Yes, but unfortunately, my dumbass
Yeah.
didn't realize this because I am in oh shit mode. So she
Yeah,
says,
usually it's not what it looks like, ends up being exactly what it looks like by default.
in movies, yes, this is real life though. So she says, with a shit-eating grin on her face, well, what did I think you were doing? It's like, can we just skip to the part where you let me explain myself before I continue embarrassing myself? It's like, okay, why not? Like she now seems like she's not even bothered by it. So I told her what was going on, and she says, "Oh." So she goes over there, takes my phone, took the picture for me, and I was like, "Thank you, but I'm really bothered, and I'm gonna leave right now." I was like, "It's fine."
She's a bro. I love her.
However, that's
Sometimes
part
you
one.
get nice people.
That's part one. Part two, I'm telling this story to, for lack of a better term, because, well, she has a lot of money and she may actually sue me, even though supposedly we're homies. I was talking to an at the time supermodel, because I didn't know she had become one. And I was telling her this story when we were catching up and shit with 2 of her friends, right? And all of a sudden, the first thing I hear is, you know what I haven't had in a long time? White Castles. And I said it as a joke, but we ended up going to White Castles. Now here's where I get fucked over. We're inside the White Castles, which I don't know why anyone needs to be inside of White Castles. White Castles are so clean on the inside because no one really sits down and eats in a White Castles. It doesn't suck.
I don't know why anybody has to pluralize White Castle.
I mean, it's Harold Kumar.
First off, it was apostrophe S, bitch.
I don't know. Michigan White Castles, they're pretty
they
full
don't
on the
even-
inside.
It's the cheapest fast food in the state. Of course it is.
Travel all the way to St. Louis for White Castle.
No one goes in there.
Is it really the cheapest? I thought McDonald's still had that.
We're not about to have
union honor.
we're not about to have a fat people food discussion, just so we're clear. That can come later. Anyways, so I tell them what happens, and
I feel like most food is fat people food. That's how it happens.
you've
I don't
never
think
heard of
celery is
broccoli
fat people
then.
food.
I don't think broccoli should even be considered food. But anyways,
I love
so
that. Like,
exactly.
That's fair.
Exactly. So here's the fucked up part. They all start fucking laughing out loud. Now that's not the fucked up, but what they did after. They literally repeated word for word what I said out loud in this crowded ass White Castles. But they didn't repeat the whole story. They just repeated the highlights, which is the worst thing to do. Ha 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 ha. You took a picture of Pokemon panties? Like, the whole building stopped. The whole building stopped. Time froze. My balls
So-
cringed.
so-
My ass puckered. And I didn't want to sit next to them because I knew if they sat in that seat, everyone was immediately going to think they were talking to me about me. Now, my ass has not touched the chair because I just got the food. So I just say, ha 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 ha. Hey, that's a pretty nice story, but thanks, I got to go now. So I start walking to the door real fast. This little kid just goes, didn't you come with them? So I start walking even faster. And I get out to the fucking door. These motherfuckers are laughing so hard they look like they're drunk. Coming out of White Castles. Like they can't stand up straight. I don't know, maybe because of fucking giraffes and heels. But here's the thing though. Cop just pulled up. Now I don't mean like he saw us and pulled into the driveway. I mean, he was already in the driveway. He was getting out to pick up some shit. So then I'm standing by the car and I see this cop going over to them and he's looking like, type of shit is this real quick? So he starts talking to them and then he just looks shocked and he freezes. And then Michelle, who is not the rich one who might sue me, she just looks at me and says, hey, come here. Hey, what's his name again? Hey, come here. Now, if there's ever anything that has ever looked wrong to a Creole that is often mistaken for African American, it's 3 white women telling him, hey, come here, when there's a cop standing there. Now, I'm not saying stereotypically speaking or statistically speaking, shit's about to pop off and not in my favor. It just feels like a bad idea. So I'm just like, do I have a knife on me? I don't feel like getting shot in the brain, even if I have a knife that I'm not gonna pull out or use in a, threatening manner. So I feel around my pocket. I was like, okay, I have a latch keychain. If anybody knows me, they know the reason I never lose my keys is because I keep my keychain on a latch and the latch stays hooked up to my coat, a pocket, or my belt. So I'm just like, let me leave this latch here because one motherfucker tried to claim it was brass knuckles and tried to tackle me over it, but forgetting how gravity works and the fat bastard in his body armor cracked his skull inside of a glass window and I just died of laughter. And also I wasn't even the motherfucker he was looking for, but it was just hilarious. Anyways, so I just start smiling, a smile that, like it's that smile when like you see the person you love the most or you had a crush on and you agree to go on a date or something, but then you realize over the summer or whatever, they gained like 200 pounds, that kind of smile. And I'm slowly walking towards them while I'm trying to chuck my latch because I don't know how this cop is going to be. So then I get there and I just do my best code talking Caucasian person voice. I basically was imitating 100% pure Lionel R. Guy at this point. Good evening, officer. How may I help you? And he just looks at me and says,
"Oh, that sounded exact."
Oh, you didn't even change.
I will vouch. You could be a Lionel R. Guy impersonator.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's called use white voice. Anyways, so I just look at this motherfucker and he looks at me and he's got this look like. So he just says point blank, "So did you go there looking for Pokemon panties?"
Oh my god.
Jeez. It's so rude of those girls to even like bring that up with him.
I just say, excuse me, officer, can you please explain to me what it is you're referring to? And he's like, they said you took a picture of some Pokemon panties in Target and they're not high or something. Mind you, this whole time, 2 out of 3 of them are still laughing. One of them is getting scared I'm about to die. She looked like she about to cry. And he was like, and this one's crying for some reason. So, I just wanted to make sure I'm not dealing with like a drunk or a drug issue in public. It's like, do people actually even admit to an officer when they're drunk or drugged up in public? Usually only the white girls, which is kind of weird. So I started laughing.
That sounds right.
I can believe it.
White women.
No, he said it like he was confused by it, but he knew it was true. I just started fucking laughing myself. So then I'm a little bit more calm now, and I tell him like, here's kind of the whole story. I omit some things. So I was like, okay, so I told my friends that there were too many Pokemon merchandise items, which I'm sorry, it feels like there's a little bit of oversaturation going on. And right when I mentioned it the next day, I had saw those panties, and one of my friends wanted me to take pictures of them because I'm assuming she wanted to buy them. I don't really ask, but it's a foregone conclusion when a woman asks you to take a picture of a set of panties. it's implied that they are gonna try to buy them. And I told them the story in there, and they've been laughing ever since. Oh, okay. Well, you're all free to go. Nice white voice, by the way. It's like, thank you, officer. It's like, the fuck? Oh, bro. It's like, bro, I'm not new. And he said it. He walked off. And the minute we got in that fucking car, I shit you not, I spent 5 minutes shitting on Melissa and, was it Chelsea? Yeah, it was Chelsea. Melissa and Chelsea. I'm leaving the third one alone because, well, she was driving and she was crying because she was scared I was going to get shot, so she cared. And they don't even realize I'm shitting on them until right before I get out the car. I'm making jokes about them looking like that they vomit for breakfast and shit. And it was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm a comedian. I'm totally not insulting you right now. I'm just playing coy and being funny. So, yeah, that's the 2-for-1 Target panty special.
Glad they got turned on them a little bit. The officer thought that they were high and drunk instead.
I mean, I can't blame them. You see 3 long necked giraffes, and just so we're clear, that's not intended as an insult. I'm just saying they were fucking tall, and they can barely stand up straight, and they're in heels, which means ankles could be broken, and they're holding on to each other coming out of White Castle. You would think some shit went down too.
Oh, I see it all the time. Like, you get a group of 3 girls, especially 3 white girls. They start giggling about nothing. Just, what's so funny? I'm very confused at this time. It's hilarious.
It's so true.
All you have to do is watch The View.